Hello friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me. I am anxious to get down to business here and do some crafting, some crafting with you. So if you're crafting today, grab your stuff and craft along with me. So I'm gonna show you what I made. Now I've made some of these, a couple of these before, and I had put them in my Etsy and they're gone now. One was sold and one I ended up giving as a gift. So yeah, I made some more because I have more of these little postcard booklets, like they're souvenir booklets. So I made 5 more. I'm going to kind of flip through these for you. But I have still all of these that I want to do. So this is kind of a project that I had sitting that I hadn't started. So now that it's a new year, I know I cleaned up my craft room, got everything organized. This is a project I had sitting, hadn't started, but I was anxious to do it. So I'm doing this, and then I'm going to come to you with some journals I'm working on in another video, hopefully this week. But yeah, so I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have a lot of these. You know, I might not like, I might take, you know, like do a couple more, and then, excuse me, I'm trying to breathe here. Couple more, and then work on the journals, you know, alternate when I'm working on. But let me show you what I did here. It's a little flip through these so you can see an example in case you didn't see the other video, or if you did, you can see kind of the differences. So these are, let's see, these are pretty much all the same size, except for this one was a little smaller and made a little different. So in order to keep this one closed, because it doesn't have a flap that folds over like the other ones do, like this one does, see, so no flap on this one. This is more just like a booklet. So I put a little hair tie on here. I have these in my craft room to use for closures. You know, I got some at Dollar Tree, and they have different kinds there. So I have a couple different kinds. This thinner one I thought worked better, and it was more loose and stretchy on here, so I didn't want anything too tight because I didn't want to make any like dents or anything in the cover. So anyway, that's a little excuse me, closure I have for this one. You can see where it's from. Maybe you can read that. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Here's the back, cute little parrot there. Columbia, it says right here, so that's cool. Maybe this is Columbia. So this one has the postcards. I had the postcards loose. Most of them were loose. Let me see if I did this. I finished this one about a week ago. So let me see what I did here. Okay, yeah, the cover. It had this cover, and then it had these loose postcards. And they're not cardstock. These are more papery. You know, they're papery. And so I took 2 of them and I glued them inside the front and back cover because it was just white there. So in order to decorate those, I did that. And then I added my paper like I did the ones in my previous video that I showed you that I turned into like little notebooks or journals. So then I decorated the pages. So I've been just using pretty much coffee dyed paper in these, and using the to decorate, I've been using my Postal Love goodies, and also I started using my Your Creative Studio goodies, 2 subscription type things that I've been getting that you get quite a few pieces, and I get kind of like, if I get too many things, I think I get kind of overwhelmed. And so like I stopped both of those so that I could get caught up, because they just seem, you know, if you've ever got a subscription, if you keep getting it, to me it just kind of like piles up, and I'd rather keep up with it a little, at least try to keep up with it, than to be overwhelmed with it. So anyway, I've been trying to use some of those bits and pieces, so that's what I've done here. So let me show you, like this is from Your Creative Studio, this was a little piece that came in. Oh, this was, I think did I stamp this? I think this, I don't know. Anyway, it was a piece from there that I've decorated that first page with. And I kind of decorated every other page so that there's plenty of room for writing. Like this can just be a little journal. It can be a little list, you know, idea, a list book, whatever anybody would want to do. Or it could be a little travel book, you know, where you write down, your memories from your travels, but it could just be whatever. These can be whatever, you know. So anyway, see, here's an example. I decorated this, then left this one blank, and then I put a little flower sticker here, kind of like one of those see-through kind of flower stickers that you get from, I think I got that from Your Creative Studio. This little envelope, I might have got this, oh yeah, I got this in Your Creative Studio. I have a little bit of Happy Mail mixed up with my Your Creative Studio too. So, and in this little envelope, see right here, this was all the way to the top, and I used my circle punch to make a little opening here, so this is easier to get in and out of. But this was just a little tag that I punched out from a book cover, like a paperback book that was, you know, it wasn't good enough to make a journal out of or anything like that, so I just punched little tags out of it. So that's a little tag that I put in that envelope, and it was a vintage book, and I like to do that with music covers and book covers that are like paperback, you know, cardstock type, and just make, you know, little tags and things out of them. And then there's a little, this I actually glued down here, the flap, so it would hold that envelope on. Now, so that was, let's see, technically this was blank page decorated. This was a blank page here, really, even though it has a envelope on it. And then here's a decorated page where I just added a little stamp. This was in my Your Creative Studio, and there's a little rubber stamp there. I guess since that was so small, I went ahead and decorated this page with a little ticket, linseed oil, Your Creative Studio, and blank page. That's Your Creative Studio little like ticket or a label. And then here in the middle, and the other ones I've been putting the map, pieces of map that I cut out and used a pretty map page in the middle or in the center. And this one I used 2 of these papery, you know, postcards. I hinged them together in the middle, and then you know, I've been sewing all of these. I just do the pages and then I sew down the middle, and that's how I've been, you know, binding them. So anyway, I thought these were real pretty for the center, kind of center opening here. And then next is, see, here's the postcard part. It actually is a postcard with the lines and everything. And then just a little piece here, like a label, pretty label from Your Creative Studio. And here's the blank page. And just, this is how it is through the whole rest of it. Just little pieces, decorating, and then a blank page, every other one. This is some stamps. These probably are from Postal Love. And there's another decoration there. A blank page, and then another cute little lined, you can write on that separately if you wanted to. And then, you know, and you can glue little pictures in here too, and just mementos. And this one has a little bit more leeway because it doesn't have the flap, so you could bulk this one out a little bit more. But I do that's why I put this on, because it's just, you know, I mean, you don't even have to have this on there. I just thought as an option, this could be a little closure like that, you know. So there's, oh, and these are kind of come with that, the extra, because like I said, when I opened it up, I don't know if they were originally like somehow attached, but when I got it, they were not attached. They were just sitting in here loose like this. So I'm keeping those with that. So that's an option to use those for whatever someone would want to, but they all came together, so I'm keeping it together. So number 2, this one is, like you saw me take the flap out of there. And this one, like with the ones with the flap, I'm saying be careful, because these are vintage and this little slot could tear. And like this one looks like it's either, I guess it's supposed to be like that. It looks like it's tearing though a little bit right here. You know what I mean? So I'm being very careful with it. And someone could reinforce it if they wanted to. I don't think I did. Let me see what's under here. Yeah, I didn't, because there's a picture here. And so if somebody gets this and they want to put some tape there, I just didn't want to cover up, but you could put a clear piece of tape there, or on this side too. I just didn't want to be the one to do that. I didn't think, like, since this is not going to be mine, and hopefully someone will purchase it that can do what they want there, you know what I mean? So as long as it's in my care, I'm just going to be careful with it. So let me show you the front and back. So here was the Carriage ride at Old Wade House. Not sure where that is right now. Let me see. Oh, Greenbush, Wisconsin. Somebody wrote a date and a holiday, 7/7/77 right there. And so yeah, here's the Old Wade House. And so that was a neat little postcard book. So here's the postcards in this one, and this is how most of them are. The postcards fold out like this. This one has, I didn't take any out of this one. There were no, you know, they're in really nice shape. So one of them that I made previously had a couple of damaged postcards that I had to take out, but this one had no damage and it was fine. And so here's the, you know, same type of thing. I'll just flip through this one real quick so we can get through the rest of it. Maybe do some crafting. See this, here's a little, this was a little frame I had and I made it into a pocket, but someone could put this, I think I made this so it could fit in there. Yeah, this, it's tight, so you can trim it a little bit if you wanted to actually fit this in there, or you can put whatever you want in there, but I just put this in there as an option and to do whatever with it. So here's a little checklist. This is all glued down as a journaling option. And then same with the scrap coffee dyed paper. Here's just some washi I glued down there. This is from Your Creative Studio, this washi. I thought it was so pretty. It looks like postage stamps. So that's kind of travel related. This is a little picture I put in here as an option to, you know, decorate the journal. I just paper clipped this one in there. See, here's the map I was talking about. Usually I put a map, pretty map in the middle. I did put an envelope. I didn't have a lot of these, but I think I had enough to put in all of these that I've worked on this time. There's the flap. Here I put a little dragonfly rubber stamp. Or is that? Oh, that was a sticker. That was a sticker. Yeah, that's a sticker. So cute. I love those. They're like the acetate stickers that you see through. So when you do put it down, it looks like a rubber stamp. There's a little sticker there. Kind of a vintagey looking. And this is another note paper from Your Creative Studio that I glued down there. And that's the end of that one. So when you see this video, these will be in my shop. But I gotta be careful with this flap here. I don't want to rip it. So yeah, it just goes like that. So that's the second one. This one is, these are, you know, I really do love these. These are so pretty. So the North Shore and Capilano Canyon, Vancouver, Canada. Isn't that beautiful? And here's a totem pole on this side. Okay. So, oh, this one had some writing or something here, and I just covered it up with a little ticket from Your Creative Studio. And I think it looks nice there. It looks like it almost belongs there, right? So let's see, how did I do this one? I want to put it upright for you. Yeah, here it is. This is upright. Okay. So here's the postcards in this one. They're all here, the ones that came with it. Very nice pictures of postcards. Well, this one's pictures. This one sees double-sided pictures. Some of them are like that. Some of them are not. Most of them are not postcards. Most of them are pictures. So here's just a little flip through. Quick flip through this one. Very similar to that one I just showed you with all little decorations on every other page. There's a rubber stamp there of a little flower. The map in the middle. You know, a little decoration there, a little label. These are coffee dyed. I had gotten a couple of pieces that in the Your Creative Studio box that were really nice and pretty, but they were so white and just like bright white, and I coffee dyed them all. So that's one of those. And they came out kind of really, if you like grungy, they came out kind of like, see that's the coffee there. They came out kind of grungy. They really kind of just, I guess I puddled the coffee on there to make sure they got the coffee on there, and it just made them kind of grungy, which I think is really cool. And then that's some washi tape from Your Creative Studio. The envelope in this one, and all the envelopes have something in them, some kind of little label or something from my stash. This is just a plain one that you can write on, make a writing spot, decorate, whatever. You know, tuck into another pocket. Let's see. That's a little tight in there, but it does fit in there. And see, these are all little airmail envelopes from, I think those are from Your Creative Studio. Yeah, they are. I remember getting them now in the box. little checklist writing spot, and that is that one from Vancouver, Canada. Maybe you've been there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I showed you this. Okay, this one's from Victoria, Canada. It already had the stamp and postmark on there and an address. Here's the back. Okay, here's a little flap on this one. And let me make sure I get it upright here. Yeah, it's upright, I believe. Okay, so yeah, and then there's a little from your nephew, Niello. Yeah, Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And then here's the pictures in this one. Very beautiful, very vintagey looking. A lot of pictures of Canada. And then here's the little notebook part. And it's very similar. I guess I won't flip through because it's pretty much the same. You know, I mean, it's not exactly the same because I use different pieces. You can see there's a dragonfly there. That is a pocket. The rubber, you know, little sticker there. Writing spot. So they're all similar but still different. This is just a little collage here, a ticket and a big piece that looks like a postage stamp that I glued down like a collage. There's a sticker there, decoration, the map. The envelope, and there is a tag. That same white tag is in that one that you can write on or decorate. Sticker or page that looks like a big kind of a large postage stamp there. Let's see, dragonfly sticker, the label here, and that is that one. Okay, put that flat back in there. All right, yeah, it's two from Canada. And here's the last one. This one is the Fabulous Date Story. It has a postage stamp there, an address here. Somebody was mailing it to Fort Myers, Florida. I don't know what the Fabulous Date Story is. Date palm maybe? Yeah, those look like date palms. I guess that's what it is. Those are date palms. I believe I'm from Florida, so I have had a couple of date palms when I lived in Florida. And then in my yard. So here, this one has the pictures double-sided, and quite a few. It has all of its pictures. Nothing was taken out by me. Very pretty. Yep. Very, very interesting. I wonder where it is though. Let me see. I mean, Bougainvillea. I don't know if this is supposed to be Florida or another tropical area, but it's all about the date palms. And then there's some bougainvilleas there. Those grow in Florida too, which I had in my yard. Greetings from Arkansas, it says there. Okay, so here, this is how this one starts out. I put a rubber stamp here. This is actually a rubber stamp from your creative studio. Isn't it beautiful? The dragonfly on a flower there. And that's the first page. And then this one goes like this. Pretty decoration there. Sticker. Oh, this is that grungy piece that I told you about that I coffee dyed. This was the bigger piece. There was a little piece like I showed you in the other one, and then there was a bigger piece. And I folded it over the edge as a decoration here. It is grungy, so if you don't like grungy, you might not like this, but you know, I just liked it for a kind of edge decoration there. Little picture in this one with a binder clip. Or not a binder clip, a bulldog clip, and the map in this one, and the envelope with like a little piece of a tag in there. This is the one I made, punched out from the book, that same book as I punched out the other one. This is actually from a Pippi Longstocking book. That was a paperback book, and yeah, I just used the cover to make tags like that. And the book pages I used in journals and things. Probably in some are in my book page bundles I have in my shop. So let me see here. Oops. Yeah, this is some washi tape here. They look like postage stamps, the ones like I put in the other journal. Here's a couple of little stickers on this one. A little something up here. And oh, I think there's a button and then a little bee down here in the corner. And those are both stickers, those acetate stickers that look like rubber stamps. And then a little note paper here that I glued down as a writing spot. So that is that one. All right, let's see how much time. We don't have much time left, but I'll show you how I get started on these. That's not in there right yet. I'm going to fold it up so I don't mess that up, but I'll put that to the side for right now. So the way I get started, we'll start on one and see how much I can get done. I have my paper cutter. I get my coffee dyed paper, and then I take one and just measure. Like this one is, what is this, Nassau, Bahamas. So here's the flap. I've been just putting the flap in the back. When I get started, the flap is always in the back. And I put the pictures here in the front, and then I put the pages right here. Okay, so then I kind of measure. I've been putting 8 pages plus the map page in, so I count out 8 pages. Hope I have enough here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I didn't count them. I just grabbed them out of my paper stash. So, and I'm cutting about, I can cut safely 4 of these at a time. So let's get 4 with my paper cutter. Usually we'll cut 4. So then I just do this and measure the length here. So about right here, just to, let's see, about right there. It's just a little bit down from the top and a little bit up from the bottom. I mean, that's how I make all my journals anyway. So cut that off. And I have a pile of these that I'm going to have to figure out what to do with to make. I'll make a little journal with them. I just have to figure out what the journal is going to be. So then I just fold these in half. I kind of get it even over here, and then I do the crease. Let's do the other ones here. So now I have this to measure by the second 4 pages. And let's just see how quick we can get this done, right? I'm not in a rush to get these done. I've been busy all day, haven't had time to do any crafting, so I was anxious to get in here and do a little bit of, have a little fun. Okay, so there's our page. Now this is going to be too wide, so I got to cut this off this way. So let's measure again. Let's see, it's going to be over probably quite a bit. Well, probably about 1/2 inch maybe. Yeah, probably about 1/2 inch. It's going to be right up into that fold, but it needs to come in under this flap here. So about right there. Let me put a little mark there because I have to separate this paper out again and do 4 at a time. So let's grab I think that was about the first 4 there. Is it? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, let me go ahead and get 4 because I'd rather not cut 3 times. If I go ahead and get 4 now, then I can do 2 sections of 4 like I just did. Hopefully. All right. There we go. That one's ready. And now let me measure this one on here again. So about right there. And then we'll do our map page. Well, I don't know if that's right. I think I moved my finger. I guess I should have done the pencil. I just usually use my finger to measure. Try to hold my finger still, or my thumb, or whatever I'm measuring with. Alrighty. There's our 8 pages. Alright. Now a map page. So let's see what I have. I don't, look for any special map page. I just kind of grab the next one. And this is almost, this is a little atlas, kind of an 8.5 by 11 atlas. So it, I'm not, I am creating cutoffs, but I'm not, it's not a giant atlas where I'm creating a huge cutoff. So then I'm just going to measure like this. So I need a little strip off the side here. And this is mostly white anyway. So Not like I'm cutting off any map there. So, and this has to go in the middle, so I'm going to do a little bit more there because you know how it goes in as you put more pages in. You have to kind of like make each one less wide. So let's do our length here. So about right there. Finger measure again. All right, let's see how it turned out. And I can decide which side I want inside. Like if I wanted this side out, I could, in the center, I could turn it around. But this side's pretty. It doesn't matter on this one. They're both pretty. Let's see if it's good to go here. It's sticking out a little bit still, so I'm going to cut another little strip off here. I want it to all be even and fit in this little postcard book nicely. And that should hopefully do it. And so I'm going to run over to my sewing machine, sew these in, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I sewed that in. So we're going to get started with a little decorating real quick here. Let me grab some stuff here. This is my Your Creative Studio. This is some of the acetate flowers. So let's put one of these down somewhere. And we'll just decorate for the next about 4 minutes is what I have left on this video. So let's do that. Let's put a little flower right here on this first page. Whoops, I didn't mean to stick it down there, but it looks fine. So this is the most pages I feel like I could put in here. It's 9 papers. When you fold them in half, 18, and then if you count both sides, 36, right? So that's quite a bit of pages really, and my sewing machine doesn't want to go through much more than that anyway, because I've got the 9 layers plus the postcard, and plus you don't want to. That's one reason I don't do too much decorating, is not only for someone to be able to put what they want in here, but to keep it flat, as you know, you can't put too much in here and still have it close normally, the flap and everything. So what I've been doing is just decorating a page, skipping a page, decorating a page. Let me grab something here, like this little notepad is from Your Creative Studio, and I just take one of these out and use it as a decoration to glue down. So I just been gluing it down with my art glitter glue, and so we'll do that, and we'll just do as much as we can in the next about 2 minutes I have now left. But you kind of get the idea. If you have some of these little postcard booklets, souvenir booklets, you can make a little notebook out of it if you want to. You didn't know what to do with it, and it's kind of fun and kind of a quick thing. It would make a nice little something for yourself, or a little gift for someone, maybe even a person that doesn't know what a junk journal is. This could be like a little starter for them, like to kind of give them an idea of what a very basic junk journal is, and then go from there. So there you go. See, isn't that pretty? And it's not just a plain page, but you can still write on it or whatever somebody might want to do. So yeah, I only have about 50 seconds. No, I have about a minute left. Let's see. So skip a page. Let me see if I can grab something else. Here's a little tag that we can make into a tuck spot. So let's do that. Let's see. We'll put glue here and here. So fun, right? So, a good way to use up some little bits and pieces too. A little bit of them anyway. And look how cute, all these little bits and pieces are in this little journal, right? Or a notebook, whatever you want to call it. Either or both. So then I'll put a little something in here maybe. I don't have anything right here, but I'll look for something to put in there. And don't glue your pages together if you can help it. So on to the next page, and I'm going to have to go. So yeah, I'm just going to have some fun with this one and get these into my shop. So by the time you see this video, they will be in, I guess I'll do separate listings. Anyway, thanks for watching today, and thanks for joining me. I will see you in my next video. Happy crafting, everybody. Have an awesome day.